go. Welcome to Cancer Support Team Cancer Survivor Support Group meeting. My name is Karen Hall and I am the founder of Cancer Support Team. Our motto is, I have been where you are. Let me help you move to where I am and beyond. Our mission is to empower, encourage, inspire individuals impacted by cancer. And we do that in different ways. As of tonight, we host our Cancer Survivor Support Group meeting on the first Wednesday on Zoom at 6 o'clock. On the third Wednesday of the month, we host our Cancer Caregiver Support Group meeting. Other ways that we serve as individuals, we offer care bags to our cancer survivors and women living with alopecia. We have a program that's called Crowning Star Wig program, where we really feel that the beauty is within and the wig is just another outer expression of our ladies that is in cancer treatment and also women living with alopecia. So if you know someone that can benefit from a free wig, please have them visit our website at www.cancersupportteam.net. We also provide care bags, and just recently we were pleased to be able to gift Ingalls Hospital with care bags. We're looking for other infusion centers that we can gift care bags to. So if you're aware of any, I would love it, love it, love it if you share the information. Okay, and so now we finna get to the good stuff. Now it's just about time for me to introduce to you Miss Antonia. And I had it in my hand about how I'm supposed to introduce her, and now I can't find it.
I hope you find it. I'm telling you, Tanya and Karen been trying to pull stuff out of me, and I'm telling them I'm shy, but they're gonna make me.
She ain't shy. Stop playing.
They're gonna
Stop
make me be
playing.
vocal.
Let me see if I got it. No, I got your pictures. I don't have
Yes, you do.
I don't have. I can't find it, Mom. I
I
can't
put
find
them
it.
at the same time.
Um.
I'm gonna send it again.
Okay, come on. Hurry up. Send it to me again, cause I'm
Uh,
looking for it.
Karen doing this on purpose. She want me to introduce myself.
Will you send it by text?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. She being difficult, y'all. She is being really difficult.
We been
Okay.
talking. We been
Let
talking.
me. And here it is. It is wonderful. So y'all want to know who she is? Okay, let me tell you. Antonia Darden, PhYM. What does that stand for?
I have my master's in psychology.
That's what I thought. Okay. A multi-talented psychology professional with over 15 years of management customer service experience. She holds her master's in psychology from Purdue University Global. She has worked with many people from various backgrounds and professions. Antonia currently holds the role of store manager and is in the process of writing her first children's book.
All right.
Antonia is a mother of three and presently battling cancer and is on her way to survivorship.
Yes,
And
Amen.
let me just add to that, all right? She's already a survivor. Okay,
Amen.
she is
All
a
right.
survivor from the day she has been diagnosed. Okay, so
ma'am.
you start your survivorship, baby, as soon as you are diagnosed, and we
Mm-hmm.
just go all the way on.
That's
So,
right.
Mm-hmm.
it's without further ado, I'd like to present to you Miss Antonia with her story of her journey. Miss Antonia, you take it away. And so I
Good,
am going to
good
make you
evening.
big, and there you are, darling.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Thank you, Miss Karen. Like she said, I am currently battling cancer right now. I was diagnosed in January of this year. So I'm going through my treatments right now. But I want to start off with this affirmation. It says, one day you will tell your story about how you overcame what you went through,
Mm-hmm.
and it will be someone else's survival guide. And that's the reason I'm doing this. I really didn't want to speak, but I'm happy I did because my story can help somebody else and someone else's story can help me.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, I was diagnosed in January of this year, and I would really like to tell everyone to be your own advocate. Be your
Yeah.
own advocate. My mother passed from breast cancer 4 years ago. So I was going every 6 months to make sure I didn't get it because my sister had it as well. But when I had my hereditary test, they told me it wasn't hereditary, that I just sporadically got it. So the doctor that I was seeing at that time, she told me, you're not 40 yet. You're not 40. So let's just stop these tests and we'll come back when you're 40. So in that year and a half that I didn't take tests, that's when I get
Mm.
cancer. Three lumps in one breast, and it went to stage 3. I'm HER2 positive. So it's just like that year and a half that I didn't get treatments, I get all this cancer. How did that happen? You know. So I found it myself. I was having pain in my right breast. It was just pain was coming every day and it just didn't feel right. So it started getting hard as well. So I was like, let me go to another doctor. Now this doctor told me, oh, cancer doesn't hurt. It's a cyst. Don't worry about it.
Huh.
Again. So I let that go. And to come to find out, it is cancer. So that's why I say you should be, your own advocate. If something's not right, you're not feeling right, go somewhere else or get it checked for yourself. I've had 4 surgeries this year. The doctor I had, he didn't properly seal up my scar, so I got infected, and it just kept getting redder and redder and redder. It was a bad infection. So I've had to have several surgeries this year just to, get it together. I haven't started my radiation yet. I've had chemo. Chemo was for 6 months. And when they did the mastectomy, it was still some cancer left over. So my surgeon, she had to end up removing 40 lymph nodes from under this arm. That's why I have the sleeve on because they don't want me to catch lymphedema. So out of the 32 lymph nodes they removed, 2 of them was full of cancer, so it was starting to spread and transfer. But we caught it right away, so that's a good thing as far as that. And now that I still have cancer, left over, they start me on my Kadcyla treatments. And like I was telling Miss Karen, I started tamoxifen last week. So I didn't know how upbeat I was going to be today because that's another medicine that it kind of takes a toll on you. But when you're going through this, support groups like this, it really helps because my cousin, she pushed me to tell my story. And I mean, it does help to talk to other people that you may know that have been through it or that's going through it because you never know how it'll help you out, and just days that you're down, just find things to keep you positive, whether it be a song, like she said, or affirmations or a Bible script or just venting to somebody because every day is not going to be a good day. It's not. And I've learned that the hard way. I have 3 children. I have a 23-year-old, a 19-year-old, and a 10-year-old. And it's hard on them as well. My son that's 10, he told me the other day he doesn't feel the same since I've had cancer, but I had to let him know I'm fighting this hard battle for you. So you have to be just as strong as I am, taking these different medicines. And I go to the doctor like 4 times a week, but it's just something we have to do, and it's something we have to learn to live with. You know, I take countless medicine every day, over 20 pills.
Ooh.
I have treatments every 3 weeks. I'm in physical therapy again, so I won't get lymphedema. So my schedule is still busy, and I haven't even started radiation. I've been off work since July. I plan to return in January to work, but it's just something that we have to learn to live through. You know, when my mom had it, it was kind of too late when they caught it. It's like we found out, and maybe I say a month and a half later, she was gone. They had spread it to her liver and to her brain, you know. But my sister, she caught it. She got it when she was 41, and she's a 9-year survivor now. So I'm praying and hoping that, you know, that's gonna be my story as well. Because I never expected to go through anything like this. So if you're experiencing it or know anybody that's going through it, just be there for them the best way you can. Everybody's not going to stick around. You're going to have some friends that kind of stray away. They're not going to, you know, be there as much as they was before, because you can't go out like you used to, or you can't, you know, hang around people like, especially with this COVID. I don't be around anyone. I stay at home as much as I can, but just try to find you a good support system, a good group like this, or just somebody you really can vent to, because it's every day is not going to be good. It's not, especially, you know, with the holidays coming up. I have my down days as well, but it's just encouragement like this that helps me out, and I'm starting to speak more and more about it, because I don't want to be, depression can set in very easy, anxiety sets in, all these different aches and pains that you go through, different body. I'm too young for hot flashes and night sweats and all of that, but you know, I'm experiencing that right now. Cycle done stopped. So I mean, I'm just going through things, turning 40 years old, that I never thought I would be experiencing. So I'm just thankful for groups like this, that I kind of can get it off my chest and express to people, because we just need help. We need advice. I called Miss Karen, I think last week, and said, I'm starting this tamoxifen. How did it affect you? You know, how to work through this, because it's all new to me. The first day I was on this medicine, I couldn't even get out of bed. My nurse told me I've had over 165 infusion bags in my body since January. And that's a lot of medicine. I've had the hardest chemo, but my hair is growing back. It all came out. It was down my back before, and now it's growing back. And things can change. Things can change for you. So just don't let it beat you. You're not your diagnosis. So it oh, she gets comfy. You can, you know, you can beat this thing. So, do anybody have any questions, any concerns, any words of advice that you can give?
Okay, before that, hey, let's hit the roof, hit the roof, hit the roof, hit the roof, yes, because she did awesome. I told you you was going to do awesome,
Thank you.
okay? Because, baby, it's always good and awesome when you speak from the heart,
Yes, that's true.
okay?
That is true.
Yeah.
And this
Any
is helpful,
questions?
very.
My question is holistic. Are you doing holistic stuff as well? Or
I
just you
was
just taking conventional medication?
I just have the conventional medication. I was going to try it, but I started the chemo first, and they
Mm-hmm.
told me that it wouldn't mix together.
Right.
Oh.
They told me don't do any herbs, any things like that. I would have to just stick with the medicine, because it'll dilute the medicine if I start out go
That's right.
holistic.
Oh, okay.
That
Oh,
is true.
okay.
That's true.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Pat, you have any questions, comments?
No.
Because you had the hard stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had hard chemotherapy. I found my lump too.
Okay.
And I had my mammogram the year prior, and I felt this lump when I was taking my shower. And I'm like, wait a minute, maybe I don't know if I hit myself or, because sometimes you do things and you don't realize, you could bump your leg, bump somewhere, but then a
Exactly.
week passed and I'm like, wait a minute, this didn't go away. So I called my doctor and he said, well, you know what, you need to make an appointment, come in as quick as possible because we need to. And girl, let me tell you, the minute you go to the hospital, your whole life changed
You
that
got
day
that right.
because I've never went through so many tests in my. I never knew this thing existed, and I'm like, what? Oh my goodness, your head
Yeah.
spin. You're
It's
on the
the truth.
move. You're on the move.
It's the truth.
Once you're diagnosed with cancer, that's it, baby. You practically live at the hospital.
That's correct.
Practically
That's
live
true.
there. I
So Antonio, I asked Pat intentionally to chime in just so that you can get some insight that you're not alone.
Mhm.
Others have traveled, the journey that you're on.
Mhm.
Pat got sick all the time,
all the time.
all the time when it came to the chemo. I had the chemo, but I didn't get sick all the time.
Oh no.
You know, I had all of the
Okay.
side effects.
I,
So,
I, every side effect you can think of, I had. Joint pain, bone pain, neuropathy, my hands cramp up when I go to sleep. My feet hurt, my mouth is dry. I can go on and on.
Mm.
I got new glasses. My prescription got bad. I mean, I can
yes,
go on and on with these side effects. It's crazy. So it's truly a battle that you're fighting. You're
Yes.
yeah,
fighting against depression. You're fighting against anxiety. You're fighting against
Mm.
self-esteem. You're fighting against the medicine.
yeah,
Now they're telling me you got lesions on your liver. Now I'm worrying, what is that? Is that cancer
yeah,
related?
yeah,
It's just
yeah.
so much.
Yeah, it
It,
is a lot. And sometimes, we just gotta not worry about tomorrow and let's just get through today. Because when you start worrying about, well, what about this and what about that, it does become overwhelming. And
Yeah.
sometimes it's just like I can't change what happened yesterday, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I can't forecast what's going to happen tomorrow. So all I have right now is right now. So let me deal with right now. And sometimes it's not the day. Sometimes it's the hour. Sometimes it's whatever they said after that test. Just let me process this because it's very effective for you to be your own advocate. It's also very effective for
Definitely.
you to understand that yes, your life has changed, but
To
you
what
have
extent?
to find out what your new norm is.
Mm-hmm.
Because your new norm is not my new norm,
That's right.
right? And I think one of the hardest things for me was after treatment, it's like, now what? My
Yeah.
whole life is different. Now what do I do with my life? You know, the good part, if we want to look at, the lining in between the diagnosis and all of the things that we go through, it does put your life in order. It does make you really value the real important things in your life.
Yeah.
Not that brand new car that you had to have because you were showing off with, nay, nay, nay. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Or, my house has to be perfect because that's the way I want to show the world. What becomes important to you is when your body says sit down,
It makes you sit
it
down.
makes you sit
Trust me.
down.
Trust me. It sits you
Okay?
down for
And
real.
then this is just gonna have to wait. Because whenever you whatever you force is forcing against you. So
Mm-hmm.
that's like the medicine that you're on, when you're going through chemo. I like to say be in an open receptive state. Because when you are open, okay, you are in flow with the spirit. As long as you tighten up and reject, you're cutting off your connection, I believe, to a higher spirit that's healing you. Okay? Find something to smile about. Even this, if it's the fact that you got up, you took a shower, and you put on your clothes without experiencing any pain. That's something to say hallelujah about.
It sure is. It sure is.
So the little stuff, let's stop looking for the big stuff. Let's start appreciating the little things. My life before my diagnosis is so totally different. My values before my diagnosis is so different. I was corporate looking, working for that, brick ceiling. I'm going to bust the brick ceiling, And the brick ceiling say, really? Okay, come on. And so now I'm rejoiceful that I don't have to go to the brick ceiling because my life is my number one priority.
And these jobs don't understand that. They know that I'm off, but they don't know why. So they want to call when you're coming back. Well, what do you have? Why do you guys care? Because you'll replace me at the drop of a hat. That's why you got to start, doing your own thing.
Mm-hmm.
All they worried about is when you're coming back to work, not what you're going through.
Right. So you have to make your life your number one priority, and that will allow you to make different decisions. Because if your priority is paying your rent, then no matter what your body is going through, you're going to force yourself to go back to work. And I say, well, God ain't, don't never leave me nor forsake me. And I've been off for 8 years. I've been out for 8 years, literally. Okay. And have never missed a car payment, mortgage payment. Okay. Have lights, cell phones. All God has provided for me. So when you make that decision, be ready to stand by it. Has it been tough? Yeah. Has it been so tight at the end of the month that I was like, well, I want me some Popeyes, but I'm going to have to wait. I'm going to have to wait to get the
Eat some
Popeyes.
chicken nuggets.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Right? Or go in my freezer. Okay. That you
make
have that
food at
food in there.
And you have to learn to make food at home because don't nothing agree with my stomach anymore.
That's right.
Everything I eat goes right through me. It's so crazy. And I haven't even did radiation yet, so I don't know what to look forward to with that. But my appetite's gone.
Radiation for me. Radiation was a walk in the park. The worst part of radiation for me was that 5 days a week.
Yes.
5 days a week, same time. It took me 4 times the amount of time to get dressed, drive, than it was the actual treatment.
Okay.
The most of the time is them situating you. Okay, and then actual radiation is really only a couple of minutes, but you have to do that 5 days a week
That's
for.
what they told me. 6 weeks when I started. 6 weeks, 5 days a week.
Yeah, that last week was tough. I have to say it was just tough because you close to the end, but it's just tough. That was the hardest part of radiation for me. Some people, some women I've heard, they've had radiation right after their surgery, And so when they're trying to radiate that particular site, it's not healed all the way and the radiation burns. So by you having your surgery and stuff kind of early, that's a good thing.
And
Get,
that was the issue. They wanted me to start radiation right after, but my incision wasn't healing. It kept
yes.
busting open and leaking and
Yeah.
infection. And so everything has been pushing radiation back.
Hmm.
So
So
now it looks proper. So it looks like I can
yeah.
start soon.
Yeah. So, just stay in flow with God, and no matter what comes up, you can still have because we all gonna still have our little, ugly cries and kicking on the floor, and you go through that to get it out your system because yes, you need to go through that, and yes, it's gonna happen. Okay, this is not a rose petal walk. Okay, so don't expect it to be. It's not.
Mhm.
Do what you got to do. Cry, cuss out, do whatever you got to do, and get up and say, "Hey, okay, okay, put your big girl's panties on, and then hey, let's do this. Now what?
Yeah.
What's the plan?" That was all my thing. No matter what
Yeah.
came up, it's like, "Oop, glad you called it early. What's the plan?"
What's the plan?
What's the
Yes.
plan?
And then come reconstructive surgery.
Yeah, I've had corrective surgery, with an infection. So, I think between me, you, and Pat, we probably didn't experience everything anybody could ever
I
experience
swear.
when it comes to a treatment.
Yes.
But,
Yes.
be your own advocate, ask the questions, and keep
Write
asking
stuff down.
questions.
Write stuff
Right?
down.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
yeah, so you're doing what you need to do, and you're doing it well.
Thank you.
The only thing is make a plan
Hmm.
for afterwards, like a celebratory plan.
Oh yeah.
You know what? After
Definitely.
all of this is over, you know what? Because you know what? So I'm gonna tell y'all a secret, right? So like when I find my boo, we going to Cancun.
That's
I'm
right.
gonna lay in one of them all exclusive, okay, with my little drink that got pineapples and all that stuff
I'm
in
going
there.
with you. I'm going too.
Okay.
I'm going too.
Yeah. So make yourself a plan. So
It's over.
when the when the when those difficult days come, you still got something to look forward to.
That's right.
You know,
That's right.
or come up with a hobby. I made a wig. It's
Okay.
too heavy that I could ever wear, but because I don't like scalpy. As y'all can see, I like fluff, right? Okay, so when I was making the wig, I just kept saying, "Oh, it still looks scalpy." So I go buy some more hair, and sew
And
it.
some more.
And by the time I finished, okay, the wig probably weighed about 10 pounds. Okay, it's just too heavy for me to even wear. But that was my therapy as I was going through treatment.
Yes. Yes. That's when I started writing my book and
Yeah.
crocheting and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
my friends tease me, why are you sitting around crocheting? Because it keeps my mind off this cancer.
Right.
That's
That's
right.
right. Yeah. And
Hmm.
do what we do. It's a journey. It's not a destination. And as I mentioned before, survivorship starts from the day you're diagnosed up until end of life. And the in between is just the different stages that we go through. Deal with what I if I told you everything that as a result of the cancer that I'm going through now, you may be like, really,
Hmm.
really, you going through all of that? Uh, but the good part is, I believe I have to go through it in order to be here today.
That's right. That's right. That's
you
right.
know,
I
'cause
agree.
I can't tell you without giving you my testimony. Right? This is
That's
my
right.
testimony, okay?
That's
That
right.
God will never leave you nor forsake you.
That's right.
Okay,
That's
that
right.
2 times survivor, right? That I'm still here. You know, it's a lot of things that's going on with me, but this ain't my show. It's not my time, you know, to tell my story. I always tell my story, but this is your time, you know.
That's
And I just want to say thank you, thank you so much, Antonia. So I did get you out. You know, you gonna talk.
Yes, you did.
I told you, girl. I don't mess around. When I say you can talk,
Yes, you
baby,
did.
you know. And Pat say, "Karen, you don't go nowhere without knowing somebody." I say, "I don't know. I think I got that from my mama. I just talk to everybody."
But I got the everybody talks to me. If I go in a grocery store, the gas station, Walmart, I man my own business, and strangers just come up and start talking to me, and I'm like, why is everybody talking to me? I'm not even talking to nobody.
Because you have that approachable face.
Okay.
Everybody don't have that approachable face, you know.
Everywhere I go,
Because
somebody
see,
talking.
it's something in you
Mhm.
that someone else needs to hear, right? And
Mhm.
so talking, and I wrote this down so I wouldn't forget to let you know. Talking is empowering, not just for you, but for others as well.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, don't sit in silence and in pain, right?
Because it'll drive you crazy.
It'll drive you crazy. Yeah.
Yes.
And seek help. Whatever kind of help is needed. You know, if you need a therapist, get a therapist. Okay, this ain't no walk in the park.
It
I'm
sure
not
ain't.
one to, to say it is. You know, my first time, yeah, I was like, I ain't like them people. I ain't like them people. I don't need no support. I ain't like them people. Yeah, okay.
Hmm.
But the second time, you was them people.
That's right. That's right.
You know, so
That
yeah,
is
so
absolutely correct.
yeah, so anybody else here have anything to add?
I was gonna ask that question about uh therapy or counseling. Does your team offer that, Antonia?
Um, so it was something that I will probably have to seek privately on my own. Um,
Yeah, you can ask the social worker that's
hmm.
on your team.
Yeah.
Ask the social worker. Says, I think it's I need to talk to someone, and and she can help you
Hmm.
find, you know.
I finally got the right team, like my oncologist, my infectious
Yeah,
disease doctor, my two surgeons, my primary. It took a while, but I finally got, the mesh that I need. Because at one point,
yeah,
doctors wasn't my friend at one point in the beginning, but I think I got a good team right
that's
now.
good because you have to trust your team.
Yes,
You know, that's a number one. You can't go through this without trusting your team,
yes.
right?
My
Because you
oncologist looks
can't
like me.
second guess everything that they're saying.
Yes, yes.
You know,
It took a while. Only thing I'm confused about is how I took the genetic testing and they told me that it's not hereditary, but my sister had it and my mom had it. So I'm kind of lost on that one. They said I
um,
sporadically got it.
I I think it is hereditary because normally when you have a family member, it's from your mother's side,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's
Mm-hmm.
from your mother's side. So generally, if your mother, or like you say, a sister, or if your aunt on your mom's side get it, you know.
But it's
That's,
weird because nobody else, it was just my sister first. She was 41, and my mom was 64, and me at 39. So,
well, that ain't weird because I'm the only one in my family.
really,
Only one in my family, and got it twice. So you
yeah,
go figure that out. You
yes,
know, but I think it's Personally, I really do believe it really doesn't have anything to do with hereditary or anything. It's really just the makeup of your own individual cells. Everybody has cancer cells within them. Is each person cells react a different way?
Because I got 3 lumps in the same breast,
Yes. Yeah.
and one lump was HER2 positive, and the rest, and
Right.
the HER2 was the aggressive one.
Mhm.
So that's why I
Mhm.
went from stage 1 to 3A so fast.
Hmm. So
So,
with my belief, remember I said that I believe that you should be relaxed. I also believe that every cell in your body has the intelligence of God. But if you are tensed up and you're fighting, right,
mhm.
you are getting rid of that spiritual power that is within you. And so as long as you're open, and relaxed, then your body is open and relaxed to the inflow of your healing.
Have anybody seen the movie Living Proof? It's about HER2 positive and the doctor that was advocating the get the medicine going for HER2 cancer patients. It's called
Mm-mm.
Living Proof. It came out in 2008. It was a
I,
very good movie.
I kind of heard of that.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of heard. I don't think I sat down and watched it.
Mm-hmm. It's
Erica
really good.
actually just sent me a YouTube about uh, a doctor saying that she had found the cure for cancer. It's a black lady,
Okay. Okay.
Dr. Haya Nicole Green.
Mm.
Um,
If anybody can, I don't think you can see it. It's called
mm,
Living Proof, and it's
I
a
wrote
true
it down.
story. Okay.
I wrote it down. Uh, do anybody have any other comments? I know I did more talking than y'all did. I apologize for that. Um,
That's all right.
Is there anybody else on here going through cancer or know anybody that's going through it besides me and Patricia? Is anybody else on here that experienced it? Mm, okay.
Just had a quick comment, ladies. Can you guys hear me well?
Mhm.
Trying
yes,
to. Anybody hear me well, you guys?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
yes.
Oh, okay. My internet is doing crazy stuff. I just wanted to just remind us to remember that, how our prophetic purpose is just always so awesome. Just to encourage not only ourselves, but sometimes we got to encourage ourselves
Mm-hmm.
along with being an encourager, like Sister Tony is doing. And I just wanted to give a quick testimony just on Tony's journey, along with, since we have family members on, Tony's mom was one of our favorite aunts, and Aunt Diane. And Aunt Diane was the motivator and the supporter of niece Candace, who's on the line, and her pursuing and accepting her calling into the medical arena.
Okay.
So we
Yes.
just never know what we don't know until we need to. And it's always for a prophetic purpose, which oftentimes we're provoked to it. I tell you that, Sister Karen, all the time.
Yep.
And our God is just so amazing in being able to have mercy on us while we accept it and go through, of course, all these trials and tribulations, and still look fabulous while we're doing it, still remain encouraged, and still blessing along the way while we in the hospital, while we at the clinics, while we in that rad of the person that seems so disgruntled who taking us to and from, and just to be present. So I just want to share that many moons ago, for such a time as now, nothing happens by happenstance,
Mm-hmm.
and it's always for the greater good to make us better. I always say a greater me.
Yeah.
And so I want to encourage all of us, especially those that are in the battle and working towards survivorship, of course, to to just be and continue to be so amazing and awesome, because it's a blessing to be in the circle of some truly great warriors on this call.
Oh,
And
that nice.
I just want to add to that real quick. Tanya and Candace was there for my mom all the way to the end. They
Uh-huh.
they were they were really supporting her and going to visit her and encouraging her, and yeah. So I just want to say thank you.
Oh, that's so wonderful. Miss Matthews, you just joined us.
Yes, ma'am. How are
So
you
now we got to
doing?
speak again.
How are
I'm
you?
doing good. Happy holidays.
Thank you. Thank you. So you got your time mixed up a little bit?
Wait, I'm sorry. Wait one
I see.
second.
Did you get your time mixed up a little bit because we're
You
wrapping
know
up?
what? My son's birthday is tomorrow,
Okay.
and I was trying to run around and get the last minute stuff.
Well,
And
I
I'm
appreciate you
just
jumping
thinking, I
on
was
at the
hoping you
last
guys
minute.
were still here. I said, oh, I hope they're still here. So
Yes,
we
we are
didn't have a
still here.
union meeting today. So I'm like,
Okay.
I'm joining in some way, somehow.
We appreciate it. You just missed Antonia. She did an
Oh,
awesome presentation.
oh,
She is a survivor, and
uh-huh.
she is still in the battle as we
That's
speak.
right.
And so she
Okay.
gave us some words of wisdom and encouragement
Oh,
as she
wow.
continue on with her journey. Would you like to give her some words of encouragement?
Absolutely. Just think positive. That is the main thing. Just keep it positive. Keep it where you we have been chosen to go through this battle for a reason. And I honestly believe that our story helps someone else.
Yes.
I
Yes.
honestly think that, and it's like, instead of saying why me, I had to say to myself, millions of women and men are going through this. You're not by doing this alone. You are not just the one chosen person. So, looking at it from that point of view, and then just nothing else. Some of the most dynamic people I've met as I've been going through this
Yes.
battle, and Karen is one of them. And that has helped me just to
Yeah.
keep it going straight and narrow and doing what I need to do and taking care of myself. And then when you see other people that are just strong African American women for the most part, it's just make you feel like, okay, I can do this. So that will probably be the one thing I could say. Life isn't supposed to be easy. We all gonna have some trials and tribulations. It's how we take them on.
That is
Thank
so
you.
true.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was really inspiring.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm just being honest.
Hey, Antonia, remember from the heart, baby, and that it
hmm
That's
always
right.
goes a long way, right?
That's
hmm
right.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, thank you all. Thank you all so very much for joining us this first Wednesday. If you roundabout and would like to support us again, we are here on the third Wednesday of the month. We have uh, Miss Wonderful, awesome Velveeta Young, who is the author. She is the founder of Breakfast for CEOs. She's kind of my right arm. She's given me so many different network connects. Actually, she introduced me to Miss Dr. T. Okay. So it would be awesome if you guys can come on back and support us. Starting next year, I believe that my support group meetings is going to go for an hour and a half. So that way we can really kind of support each other and have our speakers have time to present. We'll have time to do some good Q&A, but then we'll also have time to do some straight up supporting one another, and I think that's extremely important. Thank you once again for joining us tonight, and I look to see you guys soon. Miss Tanya, I'll talk to you Friday.
Okay.
Okay.